Hello, this is Mari Lane from the Abiding Space channel. Today I'm doing a reading from Matthew. I'm continuing my series on the four Gospels of the New Testament: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And the last time I read about the Great Feast. Actually, I thought the portion about the Great Feast was horrible. I didn't like it, but you know what? We will not always like everything that's in the Bible, but what we need to do is pray about it. Think about it. Study it. I like almost all passages, and I like almost all passages that are Red Letter Edition and Jesus Words. Now, this Bible in front of you, it is New Living Testament. It does not have red letter words in it. It's the only thing I don't like about this Bible. But it has references and maps and all kinds of other wonderful features. And it's a good study Bible. You just have to pay more attention to know when Jesus is speaking. But I'm reading from a different Bible since I have eyesight issues, and I can't hardly get up and read down on the table without showing the side of my nose. So I don't like to do that. So what we're going to do is, like I said, I read the parable of the Great Feast the last time, and this time I'm reading about taxes and the discussion about the resurrection. So in Matthew 22, starting in verse 15 to 22, is taxes for Caesar. And then 23 to 33 is Jesus discussing the resurrection. Then the Pharisees met together to plot how to trap Jesus into saying something for which he could be arrested. They sent some of their disciples along with the supporters of Herod to meet him. "Teacher," they said, "we know now how honest you are. You teach the way of God truthfully. You are impartial and don't play favorites. Now tell us what you think about this. Is it right to pay taxes to Caesar or not?" But Jesus knew their evil motives. "You hypocrites," he said, "why are you trying to trap me? Here, you show me the coin you used for the tax." Then they handed him a Roman coin. He asked, "Whose picture and title are stamped on it?" "Caesar's," they replied. "Well then," he said, "give Caesar what belongs to Caesar, and give to God what belongs to God." His reply amazed them, and they went away. Don't you just love that? And in verse 23, we start the discussion about the resurrection. At the same day, Jesus was approached by some Sadducees, religious leaders who say there is no resurrection from the dead. They posed this question: "Teacher, Moses said if a man dies without children, his brother should marry the widow and have a child who will carry on the brother's name. Well, suppose there are 7 brothers. The oldest one married and then died without children. So his brother married the widow. But the second brother also died, and the third brother married her. This continued with all 7 of them. Last of all, the woman also died. So tell us, whose wife will she be in the resurrection? For all 7 married to her." Jesus replied, Your mistake is that you don't know the Scriptures, and you don't know the power of God. For when the dead rise, they will neither marry nor be given in marriage. In this respect, they will be like the angels in heaven. But now, as to whether there will be a resurrection of the dead, haven't you ever read about this in the scriptures? Long after Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob had died, God said, I am the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob. So he is the God of the living, not the dead. When the crowds heard him, they were astounded at his teaching. So there have been things that the Pharisees and Sadducees had not considered that Jesus had the answers for, and he always will. And if you have a question, you need to pray to God. I mean, nothing wrong with doing a Google search too. Look at your sources. Jesus continued to astound these religious hypocrites in everything they said. And it's funny, he had crowds of people following him around trying to trip him up. And some days I feel like that on YouTube, that like everything I said is knocked down, and it doesn't matter. But it does matter, and my voice is valuable, whether I'm surrounded by people that realize that or not. Everybody's voice is valuable. We're all equal. But there are people on YouTube, like everywhere else, that even though they're adults, they act like teenagers. So most of the time I'll just go away. Sometimes I'll make a little quip or something, and I do what I can to repair the damage they make to me, because there are people there that don't bother to verify if what they're saying about other people is true or not. They just are gullible and believe it, and they don't look to other people's motivations, such as jealousy and other things. So it's difficult at times, and I think I have a little empathy for Jesus here, because he's got these large religious groups following him around and trying to make him look bad and even get arrested. And I guess it's part of life. Have a wonderful day, everyone.